Now, to take a look at the effect that a week of load shedding will have on businesses across the country, I'm joined by Gregory Mofokeng, who is the Vice President of Organised Business at the Black Business Council. Gregory, appreciate your time this afternoon. Now, with the recent escalation to stage 6, what are the implications that this will have on businesses, particularly SMEs, facing and maintaining their operations?
Good afternoon to you, Hugo, and to the viewers. Of course, the impact is going to be quite significant. All manner of businesses are going to be negatively impacted by this, starting with guys that are obviously intensive users of electricity in the mining industry, heavy engineering, to those on the opposite spectrum who will be running your retail stores, including coffee shops, restaurants, hotels, and so on. So the significance of it will be quite significant to all the role players in the economy.
Now, the Minister has talked about dealing with the issue in the next few days. Hopefully by the end of the week, load shedding will be a thing of the past, certainly in the immediate, in the present, if you will. Now, are you convinced that come end of week, load shedding will be a thing of the past?
Yes, in fact, we've just been listening in to the press conference that the Minister and the leadership of Eskom were having just slightly a few minutes ago. In fact, we are quite confident that they do have a full control of the situation, and that indeed load shedding will be dealt with effectively during the coming week. And in fact, we do hope that this will happen, because we do not want the impact to be lasting for more than a few days, and understanding that our members will be negatively impacted by this. We don't want the impact to last for many more days. In fact, if we read between the lines out of the presentations in the press conference, we are hoping that in the next day or two, this will be dealt with effectively.
So let's talk a little bit about the work that the Black Business Council is doing in collaborating with government entities and other stakeholders to address the ongoing energy crisis and seeking sustainable solutions. So obviously out of hoping, apart from hoping that come end of the week, these issues will be sorted, it is critical when it comes to the stakeholders that you represent to ensure that the solutions are indeed long-term.
Indeed, it is, and that's why we are continuously engaging Eskom itself and both the Ministry of Energy to ensure that we do have sustainable solutions here, so that we don't have the return of load shedding. So we are participating fully in the IRP that the Minister spoke about earlier, the Integrated Resource Plan, to make sure that our energy mix does speak to the demand that is there in the economy for energy, and that we do work collaboratively with government to ensure that we do increase our generation capacity to make sure that we don't have the challenge that we are currently having with our power stations. That's on the one side. On the other side, of course, you are aware that government is in the midst of finalizing a significant transmission plan to make sure that there is investment in our transmission infrastructure. And of course, Eskom itself has been restructured, in fact, to make sure that that is possible. And we are participating meaningfully in those discussions and are readying ourselves as Black business to partner with government to ensure that that infrastructure is rolled out, so that we can have transmission infrastructure that will then speak to the demand of energy going forward. So we are definitely going, working collaboratively with government to ensure that we do resolve this problem, both in the immediate as well as medium to long term.
Gregory, a big conversation at the moment is around IPPs and new energy generation that's currently coming up, and obviously in the near future. Is there a role for BBC to play in that area?
Indeed, there is a role for BBC and its members, and we are definitely seeing a more meaningful participation by our members in the previous windows that were there when one looks at the IPPs, and we do look forward to more of our members playing a role in future windows as well. And so we are definitely behind government in terms of rolling out the IPPs, and we will definitely make sure that our members participate meaningfully in that. We all need, to participate in this. All hands must be on deck. This is not the problem that must only be, put at the door of government. As business and communities, we must also do our bit to make sure that we do come out of this stronger and with a plan that will ensure that our economy will not be starved of energy going forward.
Final question, Gregory. Is there any support that you offer your members, particularly during these times of load shedding? Many of these businesses are small businesses that can't deal with a week-long setback of multiple hours of load shedding.
Yes, in fact, we've worked very closely with the Department of, Small Business Development, to ensure that our members can get access, to other alternative, technologies, so that when Eskom is experiencing challenges as we currently are having, that they are able to continue running their businesses. So some of them have been able to install, solar solutions, gas solutions, and so on. And we will continue to work together with government to ensure that that intervention is able to be accessed by many more other SMEs throughout the country. And again, as we come up with these solutions with government, we want to encourage small businesses in particular to take advantage of those interventions so that their businesses can continue without being too much interrupted by lack of electricity.
Vice President of Organised Business at the Black Business Council, Gregory Mofokeng, appreciate your time confirming that he is, on behalf of the Black Business Council, impressed by the speaking of the Minister and the assurances that he's given that in the next few days, load shedding, this particular stage of load shedding, stage 6, will be dealt with.